In a quiet village surrounded by mountains lived a young man named Renjiro. He had a dream to become a great samurai. Every day he stood near the training ground, watching warriors practice. The sound of wooden swords, the discipline, the focus, it pulled him in. But Renjiro never stepped inside. Instead, he stayed outside, talking, laughing, wasting time. Near the training ground, a group of young women gathered every day. They admired the warriors, they respected strength, and when Renjiro spoke, they listened, they laughed, they gave him attention. That attention made him feel important, even without doing anything. One day, Renjiro finally decided, I don't want to just watch, I want to become a warrior. He walked to the master. The master was sitting calmly under a tree, observing everything. Renjiro bowed and said, Master, please teach me sword fighting. I want to become strong. The master looked at him for a moment, then handed him a broom. Clean the training ground. Renjiro was confused. But master, I came to learn fighting. The master replied calmly, You will learn. The next day, Renjiro came again. Again he was given work, cleaning, carrying water, arranging equipment. Days passed, then more days. Renjiro kept doing the same work. No sword, no training. But something else started changing. The girls who once laughed with him started losing interest. When he came near them, covered in dust, sweating from work, they didn't laugh anymore. They didn't call him. They didn't even look at him. Their eyes were now on the warriors, the ones who trained, the ones who fought, the ones who improved. Renjiro felt it, that silence, that rejection. It hurt more than anything. Frustration grew inside him day by day. Finally, one evening, he couldn't take it anymore. He walked straight to the master. Master, he said, his voice filled with anger, I came here to learn sword fighting, but you are not teaching me anything. You are only giving me useless work. The master looked at him calmly. No anger, no surprise. He simply stood up and said, Come with me. They walked toward the river, silently. The master stepped into the water. Renjiro followed. The water reached their knees. They walked further. The water reached their waist. They walked deeper. The water reached their chest. Still, they moved forward. Finally, the water reached up to their neck. Before Renjiro could speak, the master suddenly grabbed him and pushed his head under the water. Renjiro was shocked. He struggled immediately. His body fought to come up, but the master held him down, strong, unmoving. Seconds passed, then more. Renjiro's chest tightened, his heart raced, his strength began to fade. All his thoughts disappeared. No anger, no frustration, no rejection, no girls. Only one thing remained: air. He needed air more than anything. Just when he felt he couldn't hold on anymore, the master pulled him out. Renjiro came up gasping, breathing deeply, desperately. The master looked into his eyes and asked, When you were under the water, what did you want the most? Renjiro replied, Air. The master nodded. That is the secret. You say you want to become strong, but your desire is weak. You are affected by attention. You are hurt by being ignored. You are distracted by others. The master stepped closer. When you want victory as badly as you wanted that air, then nothing and no one can stop you. Silence filled the moment, but inside Renjiro, everything changed. The next day, he returned to the training ground, picked up the broom, and started working. But this time, there was no frustration, No anger, no distraction, only focus. Days passed, then more weeks. The girls were still there. They laughed, they talked, but Renjiro didn't even notice. His world had changed. His body became stronger, his mind sharper, his discipline deeper. One day, the master finally handed him a sword. No explanation, no speech, just trust. Time passed. A great competition was announced. Warriors gathered from many places. Renjiro stepped into the arena. The crowd was loud, the energy intense. The same girls were there, watching, but Renjiro didn't look at them. Round after round, he fought, focused, calm, precise. He wasn't fighting for attention. He wasn't fighting for approval. He was fighting like he needed air. Final round. The strongest opponent stood before him. The fight began, fast, sharp, relentless. In the final moment, Renjiro saw an opening, and with one powerful strike, he won. The crowd erupted. Cheers filled the air. The same people who once ignored him now looked at him with respect. But Renjiro stood silent, calm, because he knew the truth. He didn't win today. He won the day he stopped chasing attention. He won the day he controlled his mind. He won the day he learned to want success like he needed air. Attention is temporary. Discipline is permanent. When your desire becomes stronger than your distractions, you become unstoppable. If this story inspired you, if you felt that fire inside, subscribe to Eagle Aura, where stories don't just entertain, they transform you.